Here we are for part 2 of turning your puzzle cube project into a 3D model and technical drawing. At this point in time, you have multi-view drawings for all of your parts. You know exactly how your puzzle pieces are going to go into your puzzle cube like you see here. And you have created the 3D model for A, B, C, D, E. And here's my example for my part A. So you're going to want to open up all of your puzzle parts. Okay, so here is let's make sure I'm in the right thing. Alright, so here is one of my puzzle parts. And my next step in the entire project is to turn this into a technical drawing, which I will do in this video. I'm going to start with part A, and then I'll show you, let me close some things here, how to turn it into a technical drawing like this. In another video, you will have created a custom title block like you see here. So if you've already created your custom title block, make sure you open that and be ready to start adding parts. But that's not part of this video lesson, so we're going to just start closing things that I don't need. So hang tight with me here. Okay, so I'm turning this puzzle part into a technical drawing. So from this window, we're going to go to New, Drawing, and in the left side we should have a browser. If you don't see a browser right here, go to View, User Interface, make sure browser is checked on. Okay, so let's go back to the Place Views tab. And what we're going to do is set up this sheet. So where it says Sheet 1, right click, Edit Sheet. We're going to select Size A, because that is a regular size sheet of paper that you can print out in our printers that we have in class. And you're going to see something that says ANSI Large. I'm going to right click on that and delete it. So click Delete. You have this other section here called Drawing Resources with a tiny plus. So I'm going to click on that to expand that down. And then you do the same thing with title blocks. So here's the ANSI Large that we just deleted. And here's one called ANSI A. For now, we're going to use ANSI A in most of our drawings until you create your own custom title block. So right click on that ANSI A and insert. This is the title block. This is where all the information of the drawing will be contained. And you'll use this periodically, and you're going to use it for your first part. Now, we click on Base. And since my part was open previously, it'll show me my front view. Okay? Now, it might not be the same front view for you, but front view, you just have to remember the front view of any part needs to be the side with the most information, so like the longest side or the most interesting looking side. Okay, and we're going to have a scale. So right here we have our drawing view. The scale is 1:1. Which means that this is actual size. So the front view is always going to be on the bottom left. So you can click and drag that and grab it. Now let go of all the buttons and move your mouse to the top view. Click one time and it's going to place the top view. Move your mouse to the side. Click one time and it's going to place the side view. Move your mouse to the top right corner and click one time and it's going to place an isometric view. Now this isometric view moved outside of this box. I'll move it later. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click and drag this down. There's going to be this little red dotted line around your objects, and mine stayed colored. Yours might have not stayed colored, so put your mouse next to on the front view We don't want the top, the front, and the side view colored. So we're going to double click to open up the menu again. And we're going to click on this guy right here, the shaded one. We're turning that off. And we're going to leave this one on and click OK. This is exactly what we want, just like a hand-drawn multi-view drawing. I'm going to move these over a little bit. And our isometric is going to stay colored. So we'll double click on that and make sure that these two are selected. So the shaded is selected. If it's not selected, select it. Click OK, and that'll be shaded the color that we wanted it to be. Our next step is to add dimensions. So we'll click on the Annotate tab. And then we'll click on Dimension. Dimensions are a tricky thing because there's a lot of rules. I'm going to give you a sheet of rules that you have to follow. Let's not think too hard about those rules right now, but the general basic rules of thumb are dimensions should never really ever be on the left sides of the part here in between parts. They should never be very close to any other text boxes, and they should always try to be centered between parts. So when you click on dimension, let's zoom in a little bit, and you click on corners or lines and pull out, you create a dimension line. So this is a good dimension line. And one of the rules says that we don't need duplicate dimensions. So if I were to click over here and put that there, that is a no-no. So we don't do that. So I'm going to undo that. And then I'm going to click on the corner. So let me click on dimension again. I want the corner of this one. So that green little dot, and then the corner of this one, because what will happen is these dimension lines should not touch the actual part, and it'll give me the length between here and here, which is good. Okay. And I could add a dimension from here and give me the length, but again, I want to avoid any dimensions that are outside of the parts. So I want to undo that, and instead I will dimension this top view from this corner to this corner to get the full length. You also notice that the dimensions will snap automatically to different parts. And let me dimension right here, and I'm going to dimension here, and I'm going to dimension here, and not that, here and here, and also here. So now let's take a moment to look at these dimensions. Does all of these dimensions give us enough information to create this part if we were to manufacture it? So I know that this length right here, this 1.5, is going to be this is the same length here, so that's fine. This 0.75 is going to be this section here, so this is good. Are there any double dimensions? Let me see. I think this is just enough dimensions for this part. If you think otherwise, and you have your guide in front of you, the dimension guidelines, tell me what you think. Tell me if this is correct and accurate. And then what you'll do is you'll print this, but not yet. We have to make sure, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We have to make sure that our title block is filled out now. So we have a nice technical drawing here. We have a nice isometric. We're going to right click. Let me double tap escape real quick. Over here where you have your browser, right under model is the title of your part. So I'm going to right click that click on iProperties. In the Summary tab, click on Title, press your caps lock, and this is the name of your puzzle part. Your subject is engineering. The author is you. You need to write your name in all caps. I am the manager, so you're going to write my name. Our company is Kensington. And click Apply and Close. And you'll see it updates the title block to match what we just inputted. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Yep. And then if your computer is connected to a printer, you actually go to the iPro print, and whenever you print anything, any of these sheets, so the Cruise printer should be set up on yours. If it's not, come see me so I can set it up. The scale is going to always be best fit. If you don't change that, then your drawing might get printed funky. And then you'll click OK, and it'll print this nice sheet for you to put into your portfolio that you're creating. So you'll make a technical drawing for every single one of your parts. Okay, so I have some of those completed already for my cube. Open, okay. Alright, so this is missing the title block, but you can see here my dimensions are on my part. This isn't colored, this needs to be colored. And yeah, ask me questions. I'll be around as best as I can. I wish I had a clone. Help each other out as you continue working through this project.